What's up, wrenchers? In today's episode, I'll be showing you how to replace the wheel bearings on an ATV. Stay tuned. First thing you want to do, you want to position the ATV on a flat ground and then jack it up. Then you want to position your jack stands in place. So now what you want to do is remove the lug nuts. Loosen your axle nut. My axle nuts and all the other nuts are kind of loose right now because I already did an inspection on this ATV. So if your axle nut is not loose, go ahead and loosen the axle nut when the tires are still on the ground. The tires will grip onto the ground and you'll be able to loosen this nut. But if you already have it up, just use an impact. The axle nut pops off, this comes out. And then you want to loosen these and this. I believe that's a 14mm and a 17. Right now everything is just finger tight. As I said, I already did an inspection on this machine. And then you just pop the hub off. These are your bushing covers. You can remove them. That bushing is really rough. We're gonna go ahead and grease everything once we're done. So now all you have to do is remove this circlip. In this particular ATV, you can remove this whole hub and then you can press this bearing out using your shop press, or you can also punch it out with a punch and hammer. You're going to be doing it from the inside out. What we're going to do right now is put this back on. We don't need the nuts. We'll just go ahead and put the bolts back on. We can set the axle aside. And now we're going to pop the circlip out. Circlip sometimes jumps out, so have your safety glasses on. There you go. Now if you press it and then it stays pressed, you're gonna have to replace this. Don't try to bend it back in shape. If it's bent this way, you also want to replace it. You want to make sure everything is straight and then you can reuse it. If not, just replace it. Now we'll go ahead and press the bearing out. So I have a bearing kit removal. It comes with a bunch of these adapters, but it does not come with a small enough adapter to push this out. I do have a small adapter like this from a different kit. It may work. So what I'm going to do is just remove the top bolt, keep the bottom in, place this in here. Yeah, this will work good. And then what I do have also comes with large fittings like this, but this is too big. It's gonna go over the hub, which is fine, you can use that, but I have an old bearing housing. I'm just gonna put it like this and then press it out. So the way this tool works, you have this adapter here, you have something here, and then you put your bolt through. There you go. So this is what it looks like. You got your bolt, a washer, an adapter, basically a cup that you want the bearing to slide through, and then you got another adapter to push the bearing in, a washer, and your nut. Now all you have to do is just turn this and the bearing will pop into the cup. This kit, it'll be 30, 32 and a 27 socket. But my 32 deep socket, I used it to make another tool, so I have to buy another one. So I'm just using this big wrench. And then this shouldn't be too hard to turn. Yeah, you can see. So what I may do is jam this in place. There you go. And then all I have to do is just turn. So now what's happening, all this is being compressed and the bearing will pop out the hub. Now it's only going to go so far because this is an own bearing hub, and about halfway this bearing won't fit. So we'll have to change the cups. But I'm going to tighten it until it gets tight and then I'll back out. There you go, that's tight. So now I'm going to loosen it. Perfect. So that's what I was saying. Inside, the inner diameter gets smaller and then it's too tight for this bearing to pop through. So now we'll just use the larger cup over the hub and continue pressing it in. It's the same thing. That adapter washer, the bolt goes through the bottom. This adapter won't work because it's going over that large cap, so you change it to a bigger one. You got your washer, and then you just put your nut. So just like that. Now it's the bolt, washer, larger adapter, larger cup, your other adapter, washer, and your nut, and you continue to tightening it. So got it jammed against the lower arm, and then we just continue to tightening it. Eventually, once the bearing pops out of the hub, everything just slips. We're almost there. It's getting really easy to turn. There you go. So this is what it looked like. There's your bearing. You're going to loosen it all. Old bearing is out. I'm going to look inside here. Can't really see, but it's dirty in there, so we're just gonna clean it up. There you go, so it's all cleaned inside, much better than before. It was all crusty and rusty. We're just gonna go ahead and press the bearing in. When the bearing goes in, you want to make sure this channel is clear because that's where the circlip will go in. So now we'll go ahead and put the hub back in, but we're gonna put it this way. See, it's backwards. And then what I like to do when I press bearings in, use any sort of lubricant. Using any lubricant will make sure the bearing goes in nice and easy. We got the new bearing in. You want to start it by hand first, make sure it's nice and straight. Doesn't look too bad. So now we'll go ahead and grab our tool, but now we're going to do it a little differently. It's going to go this way. We're going to press it in flat, and then after we're going to use the old bearing or something else to press it in past that channel. So when you do this, the bottom one will have the small adapter. There you go. Put your washer. Then put your nut. put a little more lubricant on this. Perfect. Now we'll go ahead and tighten this. I may actually be able to do this by hand. Sorry, that's my water pump for the house. I may be able to do this by hand, and usually you should be able to too. If it's not going in easily, you're probably going in a little crooked. So don't go in too far crooked because you'll mess up your inner hub. You want to stop then, loosen it, and straighten things out. So yeah, I'm just holding the bottom by hand and I'm just tightening the top. Now it's tight, we want to take it off. Perfect. So now it's flush, but what we have to do is go deeper to clear that circlip channel. So we can use this old bearing to press that in. Go ahead and put this back on. Then what we want to do is make sure we see that circlip. There you go. Now again, we loosen everything. Make sure the circlip area is clear. It's good. There you go, the new bearing is in. The circlip area is free. So now we'll go ahead and install this the right way. Then we'll go ahead and install our circlip. Now we just gotta assemble everything back as it was. Gonna put these in. Nuts actually should go this way. There you go. So axle through. Check the service manual for all the torque specs. Everything should be torqued to spec. But that's basically it. Now this will go this way. and your nut.